this song will explain how I got here and what actually happened. So this is the last song, but it will explain a lot of things. Pigeons told me to shoplift. The voices were so persuasive. The pigeons, they controlled my mind. And shortly afterwards I did find myself in Dixon's, putting things in my coat, looking around and running away. Looking around and running away. Running away from a security guard. He was overweight, but he thought it was hard. That's when he involved the police on me. And the magistrate didn't believe me about the pigeons who told me to shoplift. He said, son, we think you're crazy, we're sending you for psychiatric reports. I said, please don't send me for psychiatric reports. He said, we're sending you for psychiatric reports. I said, please don't send me for psychiatric reports. He said, we're sending you for psychiatric reports. I said, please, no! All the time! Don't send me for psychiatric reports. He said, we're sending you for psychiatric reports. And that's how I met the psychiatrist. He didn't believe me either. He said, son, there's no way on earth a pigeon can tell you what to do. I says, you don't understand, I'll show you. And that was about the time that I looked deep in his eyes as I started to speak in the manner of the pigeons. Through my beak I said, that's how I hypnotised the psychiatrist. That's how I got him to give me the keys. Give me the keys to the drugs trolley. Give me the keys to his BMW. Give me everything, even give me his suit. And I left him there in his underwear. Hypnotised by my pigeon powers. And I took everything out of the drugs trolley. I threw away all the promazine, but I kept all the procyclidine. And I banged it in with a clean works. And I got outside into the psychiatrist's car. I was wearing his suit. And I drove away in his automatic BMW. I drove away from the hospital. And I drove down towards Kent. I was looking for an adventure, so I drove towards Kent because I'd never been there. I heard they made a lot of beer down there. I heard they had miners from Barnsley living down there. I heard they had leprechauns on the mirrors down there. I heard they had really good pubs and they just didn't care. So I drove my way down to Kent. But as I passed through London, just outside London at the services, I saw a guy with a guitar. He had a cardboard sign that said Wingham near Canterbury. And I said, mate, do you want a lift? I said, you'll be safe with me. I'm a psychiatrist. I explained as I pointed to my identity badge that said Mr. Zalachenko. He got in the car with me. He was a vegan, some kind of hippie. Maybe he was some kind of punk, I'm not sure. He did poems, he had a guitar, what a twat. What a twat. So I give him a lift. But when we passed through central London, there were so many pigeons there. More fucking pigeons than I've ever seen. So many pigeons that it was obscene. And all the pigeons were talking to me. They said, So I killed a hitchhiker, it was a piece of piss, he was a vegan. I snapped his neck like a twig. He should have ate more pies. But knobhead. I killed him and I put him in the boot of the car, and I took his guitar and I'm playing his gig. Pigeons told me to do it. The pigeons, they control my mind, and I don't know how to get out of this song, so I'm gonna have to ask you all to make pigeon noises to see me off. It's been a beautiful set in a beautiful